Let me ask you something. You missing anything in your life? You feel like you're missing something? I mean, you always after that something else, never satisfied? Because, I mean, there's only one thing that can satisfy, and that's God. And that's just the way it is. I mean, He made us that way. And a lot of people these days lack faith, you know. And I tell you, the only reason people lack faith is because they're not looking for God. You know, the Bible says, seek Him and you will find Him. And that's the absolute truth. If you look for God, if you look for Him, literally actually look for Him, you'll find Him. Get in His Word. You know, look around. Look at nature. Look at everything. Look at the science behind everything. I mean, it all leads to God. It does. If you really look, it all leads to God. Every bit of it. And, I mean, there's no denying that. I don't care what kind of stuff they want to come out. There's no denying it. There's no. I mean, there's just no other way to it. It all leads to God. If you really want to find Him, you will. I mean, you'll find Him. All you got to do, I mean, get in the Word. Watch people that have studied this stuff their whole life. Watch their videos. Read their books. You know, spend your time doing that instead of being in the world. The world does nothing but grab our attention. You know, that's always been the problem since ancient civilizations, all the way back to, you know, to the original in Jerusalem and, you know, Israel. I mean, it's always been that way. They made, you know, idols and stuff to worship because they wanted something they could see. The only real God there is, the only God there is, you can't see. I mean, and a lot of these other civilizations was worshiping other things. I ain't going to get into that, you know, fallen angels, things like that. But, I mean, I'm not going to get into all that in this video. But, I mean, if you want to hear that kind of stuff, I will be making videos on it. But, like I said, if you want to find God, you'll find Him. You don't have to see. It don't have to be something physically in front of you to see Him. Everything you pick up has God's fingerprint in it. I mean, everything that we do, I mean, it's all God's work. It's easy. Once you start looking for God, it's easy to find His fingerprint in everything, all throughout history. It's easy to see it. I mean, it really is. I'm going to tell you right now, every story in the Bible is true. You know, people want to make emphasis, oh, it's just, you know, this or that, or they're doing metaphors, or they're doing, you know, every story in that Bible is true. Just because you know, don't see things like that going on today, don't mean it didn't happen back then. I'm going to tell you right now, those stories are true. And there's more and more evidence every day that they find to support that. I mean, literally everything, when they go searching for things that have happened in the Bible, they find it. They literally find it. Like, I mean, 2/3 of the, you know, of the prophecies in the Bible have came true already. And the other third is the, you know, Revelation stuff. You know, it's the, you know, you know, it's all end time stuff that has, and that stuff's starting to come true already. So, I mean, be prepared. We are in the end days, guys. We're in the end times for sure. But, like I said, you seek God, you will find Him. He is there. And He'll still talk. He can talk to you through your dreams and things like that. If you really, you know, seek after Him and put sin behind you and, you know, start living the right way, He'll talk to you. People, oh, you know, act like God don't talk. God talks to you. He does. You just got to be willing to hear Him. He will speak to you. He speaks to you through dreams. Some people even have visions and stuff. I mean, and He's talked to me through my dreams before. I'll tell you that right now. You know, I talked to Him a long time, like, you know, wanting, praying to Him, and, you know, my wife too, you know, asking me to, you know, hear from God. And, you know, finally I did. I heard from Him. And you know what He told me? You know, I've got a video on that stuff too, about, you know, the night of dreams I had, they were from God. And the way I know they was from God is because immediately when I had the dreams, as soon as they were over, I automatically knew every meaning of all the dreams. Like, God put it in my head immediately. Bam, it was there. Like, I knew everything. And that don't happen with a normal dream. None of it happened. And every single dream that night, all three of them, boom, right, one right after another, automatically knew the meanings. Like, it was just planted in my head. And some of them was more than one meanings, but boom, it was all there. It was all there. And, what he told me was I needed to clear the sin out of my life. If I wanted to get closer to him, get closer to God, I had to clear the sin out of my life so so I could hear him better. Because sin blocks us from connecting to God. That was what originally happened. You know what I'm saying? Adam and Eve sinned, and that disconnected them from God. They no longer had that relationship. So to have a relationship, you just have to remove that sin so you can see clearly, and so he can speak to you. Sometimes he might be able to get something through anyway, but I mean, most of the time not. If you want to really hear from him, you got to start clearing that sin. We just seek after all the things in this world is what we do. That's just the human nature. We seek after the things in the world because that's the things we can see. Those are the things we want. And that's what we go for, but we're never satisfied. We just ain't. You might think, oh, I could do this, or I could win all this money and I'd be satisfied. But you know how many rich people there are out there that ain't satisfied at all? And guess what they're missing? God. God's what they're missing. He's who satisfies you. All you need is God. And that's, part of the we don't take the time to seek God. We're too busy doing our daily lives and, worrying about what we want, that we don't even take the time to seek him. And that's what we need to do, because I promise you, you seek him, you will find him. I promise you. Seeking God should be number one on our list of things to do. That's exactly what we should be doing every day. We should spend the majority of our time doing that. He's the one that made all of us. You know what I'm saying? That's the most important thing to do. If you do that, you're guaranteed forever. You have forever. Everyone's trying to live in the now because you don't know when you're going to die, and you got to live for now because you don't want to waste your life. I'm telling you, that is not it, guys. What's it is living for God. Then you have eternity. You have forever. And it's real. I promise you it's real. I've done so much research now. I've, got into the Word so much, and I've watched so many things, and I've, learned so much that I promise you, I have no doubt it is 100%. I was just like you. I'm one of those people. I had my doubts, even growing up, when I was young, I went to church a few times and things, you know what I'm saying? And, not a whole bunch, but I did here and there. And, I felt close to God when I was little, but over time, the world just separated me from God. I started sinning more and more, and I got separated. But you know what? Once I found my way back, I actually have been searching more and more and started looking more at, everyone has times that, they don't do what they need to do. But I'm telling you, if I've just worked towards that point, ever since I've been, it just a little bit of time, gradually, I've got closer and closer to God. And now I'm so close that I promise you, he is real, guys. He is real. I mean, if you will stay with me and watch my videos, I want to lead you there. I want to take you, to a point of faith where for sure. At this point, I have no doubt. I have no concerns. I have no concerns. If I was to die tomorrow or tonight, I know where I'm going. I know God is real. It's a fact. I mean, I know that. That's how much I know it. I have zero doubt. I never thought that I was going to get to a place of zero doubt. Because that little thing in your head up there, always, putting doubt in your head. That's the devil doing that. They always pop things popping in your head, giving you doubt. Oh, what if it's not true? What if this, what if this happened and not this? What if this happened? Guys, that ain't what happened. I'm telling you, it's real. It is real. God is real. Jesus is real. He is the only way. He is the only way. But, I mean, if you get to looking into, into God, if you start seeking Him, you will find never-ending evidence that He is real. It don't end, guys. It's never ending. You should start reading some books like, from Jonathan Cahn or, you know, some other people. There's so many good people out there that have done their research. They've done their research and they have found out amazing things that you cannot deny. It's just impossible for it to be any other way but God's way. It has to be from God. God has left His fingerprint throughout history, and it is there everywhere. It is everywhere. A lot of people want to believe in evolution, want to believe in this, want to believe in that. Let me tell you, that's all a load of crap, guys. It's all a load of crap. It's a theory for a reason, because there's never been any damn proof. There's never been any proof for it whatsoever. What they have found is, when things pop on, when a, new species pops on the scene, yeah, there's minor changes here and there, but when it ends, it's pretty much the same thing from beginning to end. All the, stuff don't change into different species. It don't. It don't change that much. Nothing does. There's minor variant changes. Just like our bodies adapt to things. You know what I'm saying? We're built that way. It's in the DNA. You know what I'm saying? Just amazing things in nature, like honeybees and stuff like that. There's so much going on with the honeybee that it will blow your mind. Things like say they go out and find a good bunch of flowers somewhere. That one will go back and it does a dance to tell the other honeybees the exact location. They, just by doing this dance, they get the exact location, no matter how far away it is. They get the exact, it's like GPS. They get the exact location. Not only that, when a honeybee comes to a field of flowers, they know the exact fastest route immediately to get through that group of flowers that they want to go to. Exactly. And it takes supercomputers, a long time to figure this stuff out. And they know it automatically because it's in their DNA. It's in them, guys. It's already in them. It's imprinted in them from God. And it's everywhere. Everything's like that. Without one thing, another thing won't exist. They say, oh, it evolved to that. No, it can't evolve to that. If one of those things wasn't there to begin with, the other things would cease to exist. They all work together. Everything works together. And it was built that way from the beginning because God built it. God done it, guys. Not anyone else. Not anything else. Not by chance. Not by any of this. And when people would say, oh, oh, well, the Bible says the earth's young and has been here. No, it don't matter if the earth is young or millions or billions of years old. That does not make any difference, whether if you should believe in God or not. It does not make any difference. Let me tell you why. This is why. Because it says in the Bible, guys, that to God, a day is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is a day. That means God works outside of time. I've made a video about this before too. God works outside of time. He can do those things. When it says He did this in a day our time, well, He can do that in a day our time, working all throughout history in that same day. He can work millions of years ago and, today, because He's working outside of that time. You know what I'm saying? It can be billions of years old. He's still God. He made it. He still made it all. If it's young, that don't matter neither. He made it. Either way, He made it, and He works outside of time, and that's all that matters. That's what makes Him, the God of the universe, is because He is what made everything. He don't go by any rules. He's the one that writes the rules, guys. You know, you change just tiny little variants in our solar system and all life ceased to exist, okay? And, oh, but it happened by chance. You know, the odds of it happening by chance are so astronomical that is more unbelievable to believe that than anything. I mean, it really is. Any of it, that, DNA, all that stuff. It's so astronomical out there. It's just so far out that it's ridiculous that people want to believe that. It really is. It's ridiculous. Do your research. Do your research, people. Do your research. Seek God. If you seek God, you will find Him. He is in everything. He is in everything. I'm telling you. He is real. I promise that. I promise. If you seek Him, you will not regret it. You will find Him, and you will be so relieved once you find Him. You know, stay with me on these videos if you want to. Subscribe, you know, if you want to. If not, that's fine too. I love you either way. But I'm telling you, if you want to go on this ride with me, I'm going to start making more and more videos because that's what I need to do for God. Because that's what, you know, I feel that He's calling me to do. You know, talk to people. Spread the word. That's what we should be doing, especially in these times. But I'm telling you guys, just, if you want to stay with me, I'm going to try to give you information, you know, that's going to prove to you that God exists. I will try my best. But I have it all in here. I know for sure. But I mean, if you, you know, with me, I went through a lot of different people. I learned everything I could possibly learn. I'm still learning. I learn every day. I seek God every day now. I seek Him every day. That's all I want to watch. I don't want to watch anything else. I don't want to watch any TV shows. That's a waste of my time. I don't want to do any of that. The only thing I want to do is seek God because God is there. I know He's real. I know for a fact. And that's what I want to do now. I want to get as close to Him as I can. So I'm learning everything I possibly can. That's what I do all day is try to figure out what else is there to learn. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm telling you, everything leads to one thing, and that's that there is a God, and not just any God, the God of the Bible. He is the real God. Jesus is real. He was or is His Son. They are real. You want to be saved? Put your life in Jesus' hands because He's the only one that can save you. And that's a fact. Well, like I said, you know, I don't want to yell at you or nothing. But, yeah. I mean, I get emotional about this stuff because I get excited because this stuff is real, guys. It is real. It is all real. The end times are happening. And look, the Bible is, you know, it's like 30% prophecy. A lot of people these days want to take out prophecy. You can't take the prophecy out of the Bible. Prophecy is what shows you that the Bible is real. Because guess what? Everything in that Bible happened or is going to happen. Literally 2/3 of those prophecies have already come true. 100% true. And then the ones that are left remaining that haven't happened yet, this is because we ain't made it there yet. They're getting ready to happen. They all happen rapidly in the end times. And they have already, we can see now that they're already starting to happen. They're starting to happen. The last prophecies are. They're all starting to happen. You know, stories in the Bible like, you know, crossing the Red Sea and Mount Sinai, its peak being on fire, you know, all that stuff is true. It's all true. You know, Sodom and Gomorrah, all of these stories out of the Bible are true, and there's evidence for that now. There's evidence for it. You can look it up. You've got so much prophecy in there of things that the Bible predicted before they happened. It's unbelievable. It's loads of it. And they have all happened 100%. This ain't like any other. What the point I'm trying to make is you know, these other people that have made these predictions, they do these predictions that are like, oh, they're so vague that it's like, you know what I'm saying? That throughout history, some of them's bound to happen. You know what I'm saying? But the Bible's not like that, people. The Bible is specific, and it says lots of things with the same prophecy that'll happen in order, and those things happen. Every one of those things happen, guys. Every one of them. It is all going to happen. The end is going to come. I can't stress this enough. Are you ready? You better get ready, because it is coming soon. And people say, oh, what do you mean it's coming soon? They've been saying that forever. Well, let me tell you something. Look, if they're correct and they're right about, the fig tree representing Israel and stuff, when it come back, well, the Bible said Israel was going to become a nation again, and can a nation be born in a day? And guess what? The nation was born in a day. And guess what? The Jewish people are back there now, against all odds. It's never happened before in civilization. It said they was going to be spread across the world. It said they would come back. It said all that. It predicted all that stuff. But let me tell you about this. I mean, not only is it happening, but that right there in 1948, that's what set the start of the final generation. Okay? A generation could be 80 to 120 years. That's the same as what they say our lifespan could be today. Okay? That's what a generation means in the Bible. 80 to 120 years. Now, do you know which it is, whether it's going to be 80 or 120? Well, we're coming up on the 80 real quick. So, if it's that, you better get your stuff straight. But either way, before all those people die from that generation, Jesus is coming back. The end time is coming. We are living in the end times now. That's what started it. And just one more thing is gonna happen after the other, and it's gonna lead to, to God's judgment. And not only is it going to lead to God's judgment, but it is, the times of tribulation, it's going to start soon. The Great Tribulation will start soon. And whether it's going to be this year or, a few years from now. Can I say that for sure? I don't know for a fact. But I'm going to tell you, it's coming soon. It's coming in our lifetime, guys. It's coming, and it is coming fast. Get your stuff together. Seek God. Find Him. He wants you. He loves you. You're a prodigal child. That's what that story's for. Don't matter how lost you are. You can come back home, and He will be so happy to receive you. But, I'm going to leave it with that. I love you guys, and God bless each and every one of you. And I hope you like my videos. Like and subscribe if you want, and if you want to hear more. And I'll leave it with that. See you next time.